Oh, goodness. Once again, I'm having difficulty with my buttons. Hi, everybody. My name is Levi Sauerbrei. I am the Nerd Butler. You are in the Nerd Cave, and I saw an article today that was just so interesting. I had to share it with you right away. So let's get to it. And we're back. All right, so we don't want to say the magic boogeyman words, which is coronavirus, but everyone's been talking about it. And if you haven't, you're just not paying attention. And I would like to know which rock you've been living under. Some of you, like us, are probably stocking up on some extra food, some extra water, an extra bag of dog food. You're getting an extra month's worth of your prescription, just on the off chance that we're informed by our powers that be that we should probably just stay at home and hang out with our families for a while as opposed to going out and gathering. But this isn't just affecting homes and individuals and families. This is affecting businesses in a very real and tangible way, and frankly in a way that nothing in my lifetime has ever affected businesses before. And what we're seeing now is more and more companies are sending some of their people home to work from home, to work in a remote location, to just not come into the office where we run the risk of spreading this infection. So with that in mind, several really large tech companies are starting to offer free services that are going to make that remote work a little more palatable. And I want to go through some of those with you really quick. So this is an article from Bleeping Computer. We'll put a link to this in any description you might see attached to this video, but coronavirus is causing a lot of employers to suddenly and unexpectedly be thrust into the remote work arena. And with that, there's a whole bunch of things that you have to consider. One of them is, how are you going to communicate with your employees when they're working remotely? Or if you're an employee, how do you communicate with your teammates? So if you are a company that has not done a lot of remote work, you may not have any tools in your arsenal or any switches you can flip in IT that are going to facilitate this kind of communication. If you are a supervisor of employees who suddenly find themselves working remotely, just sending them 3 emails a day is not enough. And frankly, calling them on the phone or trying to do a team meeting with 6 or 10 people on the phone is going to be really awkward, even if you have a pretty good phone conferencing system. What you're going to need is some better collaboration software and some video conferencing tools. So Microsoft is offering their Teams product free for 6 months. If you're used to using the Microsoft platform, if you're an Office 365 customer, if you've ever used SharePoint, frankly, even if you just use Outlook on a daily basis, Microsoft Teams is their collaboration platform. It has some basic project management tools. It has a chat feature, and I believe that chat feature also has video calls and some other ways to communicate. So it is a place where that is not just your email inbox, where you can start collecting up information from your team and communicating to them, whether that be face-to-face through a camera or with some more asynchronous or some more real-time methods. Now, if your team has something like Slack, if you have one of these tools already, you're probably pretty well versed in dealing with this. But if you're a company that has never really had anyone work from home before for more than a day or two, and now suddenly you're looking at a couple of weeks of this, or maybe a month, I would really highly recommend you start implementing one of these. Microsoft Teams is going to be free for 6 months if you want to put that with your team. And that is, if you are a Microsoft shop, is a really good choice. Google, their G Suite product, which is what we use for our internal activities, is a really great tool. And you get email and you get Google Drive, you get all kinds of things. We use Google Hangouts to chat, but Hangouts Meet is Google's enterprise level video conferencing solution. And they are currently, previously, it was available only to those folks that were buying the enterprise or enterprise for education level of G Suite. That is the top level. And I think it's like $15 per person per month. I'm way down here on the basic level, which is $5 per person per month. But Google is going to make Hangouts Meet available to anyone with a G Suite account with its full enterprise level video and collaboration tools. So what that means is meetings for up to 250 people, live streaming up to 100,000 people watching. Now, this is all within the domain. So if you're a multinational company and you have thousands and thousands of employees, Hangouts Meet is going to be a good tool for you. I will say that at this level, with this tool. It's probably going to take a little bit of IT work to get this rolled out, but if you're already a G Suite shop, this should not be too difficult to send out to everyone. LogMeIn is going to offer site-wide licenses for GoToMeeting, so anyone can do virtual meetings. Again, these are just ways for you to get face-to-face with your employees if they suddenly find themselves not in the office for some reason. And finally, Cisco is offering enhanced WebEx licenses. So basically, the free version of WebEx previously had a limit on the number of people who could attend that meeting and the length of time that meeting could go. They are lifting those limits. They're raising the number of participants up to 100, and the time limit has been lifted entirely for the next 90 days. So if you are on the free version of WebEx, you now have enhanced functionality because they recognize that all this stuff is going to be essential. So the GoToMeeting and the Hangouts Meet options were also for 3 months. The Microsoft option was for 6 months. So I just want to talk real quick. Man, I'm having all kinds of trouble with my production tonight. I just want to talk real quick about what we're going to do for the next couple of months as we watch and wait and hope that the word pandemic doesn't get used too much, but frankly, we see new cases here and there. And like I said, on a personal level, we're taking the precautions we think we need to take, and I'm sure you are as well. On a business level, if you are a business owner and you suddenly find yourself in the position of having to send your folks to work somewhere other than the office, and you haven't done that before, I want you to spend a little time thinking really hard about how you're going to maintain morale, how you're going to maintain the culture of your company, and how you're going to communicate with your people and let them communicate with each other. Even if you don't use one of these free tools that these companies are offering, you got to give some serious thought to this, because a phone call and 3 emails a day is not a substitute for that personal interaction that we all get in a workplace when we're together. There's lots of good stuff out there about remote work and the kinds of culture that can be put together around that. It can be very healthy. If it's scary to you to have your team dispersed like this, I encourage you to get out there, start Googling some stuff and figuring out what are some of the things you can do to make that go better. You're going to see a lot more material about that coming up. Guys, that is everything for me tonight. It's time for me to go back to, relaxing, because it's nighttime and it's time to not be that intense. But thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you again later. Please leave me a comment, shoot me an email, levi@nerdbutler.com. Let me know what your concerns are about all of this and what kind of information you are looking for to help you figure out how to manage your business in an environment where maybe most of your workforce is no longer in the office. And we will talk to you guys all later.